right, so before we get into the assessment, we first must answer the why and why do we do this. So there's going to be 7 functional movement assessments, and what this does is to highlight to make sure there's no pain or complaint of pain or musculoskeletal injury. This assessment is not meant to diagnose any issues. It is only meant for the individual to improve these movements and functional movements in general. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get right into it. Okay, so now I'm going to give a demo of the deep squat assessments. What we're going to do is take either a broomstick or a barbell, whatever is available for you at the time. So we're just going to take a step back, removing the chandelier, and we're just going to bring the top of our heads like so. Okay, let's see what side profile. Okay, what we're going to be doing is we're going to do a deep squat. So depending on your range of motion of your hip, if your knees come up, and how neutral your spine is will determine your score. All right, so the score is from 1 to 3. Get ready. So breathe in, turning down, breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, last demo. Get ready. We're doing it again. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe out, breathe in. And then bring the bar back down. Okay, so that's the demo. Now it is the client's turn. So me being the client. All right, so we're doing it again. All right, so arm overhead like so. Okay, feet shoulder width apart, toes pointed as comfortable. All right, so we're going to breathe in, and then we're going to breathe out. And with the breathe out, we're going to go down. Okay, last time, breathe in, breathe out. Great job, and that's it. Okay, and that will conclude the first. All right, so now we're getting into our second assessment. Now it is the hurdle step. So what we'll be doing is taking our barbell or broomstick, placing it behind our back like so. Okay, and we'll be leading either leg. We'll be doing two assessments. So leading with the right and one leading with the left. So because this is balance, as you come up and tilt, that will be deduction of a mark. If you lead improperly, deduction of a mark, and if you do not clear the hurdle with either leg, that's deduction of mark. So we're being allocated of 1 to 3, 1 being requirement for most improvement, and 3 being you're good. Like you're very good at this movement. Okay, so here's the demo. Leading with the right, so bringing it up, through, other leg up, through, and together. Now leading with the left. Okay, up, through, and through. And you can see how the right leg curved in, so that would be deduction of a mark. So now it is the client's turn, and I also happen to be the client as well. So here we go, leading with the right leg. Hold on, leading with the right leg. So up, through, and through. Okay, try it again, leading with the left this time. Up, through, up, through. Okay, and that will conclude our assessment of the step hurdle. So next, the third assessment, we will be doing the inline lunge. So what we'll be doing is bringing our barbell or rod back. Okay, the next, so we grab it in here. So this is meant to keep our back in alignment. Okay, so what we'll be doing is a inline lunge. So let's do a side view. One leg is going to go forward like so. The leg is going to be in line with the other one, but exaggerated back. Okay, and next we're just going to bring it down. So we don't want to be going like this or like this. It's just straight line all the way down. Okay, so that's leading with the right. Next, we're going to lead with the left. Okay. Make sure it's in alignment. And then bringing it down, and then back up. Okay, so that's the demo. Client's turn, which is still me. So again, leading with the right, in alignment. Okay, back down, come up, backwards, forwards, in alignment. Okay, back down, back up. Okay, and that will conclude our movement of the inline lunge. Okay, so now we're going to be doing the shoulder movement assessment. So my assistant's going to help me. I'm going to place my hands behind my back like so, and we're going to determine the exact length of how far one hand is to the other. Depending on that length or that number will determine your whether you get a 1, 2, or 3. All right, so hand behind, and then hand like this.
Twelve and a half.
12 and a half. Okay, so it's based off how many hand lengths is one hand from the other, so which we took from the hand measurements earlier. And that concludes assessment. Okay, so now that we've gone over the demo, now is the client's turn. My assistant's going to help me, and so we're going to do both a left and a right assessment. So of our shoulder mobility. So I'm going to start leading with my right, going over my head and my left, and we are trying to see the distance of them coming together.
This one is 11.
11 inches.
Yes.
Okay, so now leading from the left, going over the whole shoulder.
This is 8 and a half.
8 and a half. Okay, and that concludes. So basically, the measuring system is based off the measurements we took of the hand length earlier. So depending on the length difference, will determine the score between 1 and 3. And that will conclude our assessment. Pain, just tension. And now my assistant will be putting it next to the medial malleolus. Okay, and I'm lifting my leg down, and then we'll record that on my left side. Okay. Okay, next, the right side. Bringing it up. Okay, and done. All right, and that is how we will do. Okay, so now it's the client's turn. So my assistant will get into position. I'll be lying on the ground. Okay. Next, I'll be lifting up starting with the right leg, coming all the way up, like so. Okay, bringing that back down. Now the left leg. Okay, the left leg, like so. And bringing it back down. Okay, and that is concluded. Now that is the end of the assessment. Okay, so next we are going to be doing core stability. So we're going to start with the pre-screening. So what we're going to be doing is getting on the ground like so. Next, we're going to be lifting ourselves up like this. And that is kind of our stability. If you can do this, then you can do the assessments. So next, what we're going to be doing is a push-up. So the reason why I chose a push-up, again, for core stability. So reasons, 0 points will be allocated if the assessment hurts. 1 to 3, depending on how the client will lift themselves up. So if the glutes come too high and they're not in alignment, that it would be a reduction. If you are lifting yourself off the ground, upper body first and then lower body, that would be a deduction. If you are completely lifting yourself off the ground with back completely in neutral position or tabletop position or in alignment, then that is full marks. Okay, so let me give a demonstration. Okay, just In case you missed it, one more time. Okay. Now it is the client's turn, which is me. So going back. Okay. That will conclude the assessment. Okay, so next we're doing our rotary assessment. So what's going to happen, I'll give a quick demonstration. Hands in knees position. Okay, if you have the stability, then you're going to lift same side legs and arm. Okay, if you don't have the stability, you'll raise opposite leg and arm. And the objective here is to get the elbow to touch the knee. So again, if it's the same side, elbow comes to the knee, they meet in the middle, neutral spine. That's a 3-point allocation. If you don't have the stability and the elbow comes to the right elbow comes to the left knee, because you have to compensate, that'll bring you to a 2 with neutral spine. If you don't have a neutral spine, if you kind of have like an arch in your back or rounding, then that'll give you a 1 point. Okay, so let's give a quick demo. Again, so it's either one side bringing it together, or it's opposite sides bringing it together. That will determine your points. So now as the client, I will commence the assessment. So we're going to start with my right hand. Hold on. I can't do it. Okay, so opposite arm, opposite leg, bringing it in. Okay, now leading with the left, opposite arm, opposite leg. Okay, that'll conclude our assessment.